Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to day 6 after chemo treatment round 3. We had that on Monday, and this is day 6 to follow. Not gonna lie, it's been a rough couple of days. I definitely noticed a huge decrease in my energy level, especially Thursday. I really started to go downhill. So I figured it's gonna gradually happen that way, where I'm just gonna have less and less endurance and less energy. But this time around, I really didn't feel good. By day 4, I was obviously experiencing the all over body aches, which if you've had the flu, you know how your whole body just aches and you just feel gross and that kind of thing. Well, I get the body aches, and then my bones are just sore, especially the legs, and it makes you antsy, and it makes you irritated, and it makes you frustrated, and it makes you tired. And I've been tired. I have really been tired. And I'm still trying to do just 1 or 2 little things, but it's a little frustrating when I can't. Because I do try to get out. I try to do things, but this is why I admire people who I guess they're just going straight back to work or something. And I don't have to do that right now. I'm really grateful for that. And I really didn't know what this video was going to be about, except for really talking about the fact that, yeah, I tanked. I tanked pretty hard, at least in my view. And I've spent the last couple days in bed. Definitely had the nausea, which, I mean, I wasn't throwing up, but I guess I probably just should have been. And that's mostly, I really believe, due to the fact that there's just a constant chemical background taste in the mouth. And it's just, there's nothing you can eat, drink, try, do to get rid of it. I brush the teeth. That lasts for all of about 5 minutes because the taste is just there. It's in your cells. It's just there. And it's really frustrating. So yeah, I'm gonna, I'll take the nausea stuff, but that's just the treatment. To me, it's just the treatment. I don't know how this works for anybody else. I can't speak to anybody else's effects or non-effects, but I know for me, that's probably what contributes to me just feeling gross and icky and just not good. But I'm trying to maintain my positive attitude, because I will tell you that does get me a long ways. But I would be lying if I said that this doesn't bother me. This bothers me. It's something it's something that I never planned on going through in my life. Let's just put it that way. And it wasn't my plan for 2024. It wasn't what I envisioned. I'm not angry, but I'm frustrated, because in my whole life, I have spent many years going. I used to be called the Energizer Bunny because I just would go in my previous existence. I just loved what I did. And I didn't stop. And I always gave 110% if I could in my career, and most just about anything that I did. And so this is a huge blow. It's a huge blow for me. And I'd imagine that if this is a huge blow for me, it is a huge blow for anybody going through it, and for those that have to go through it again. So I guess the message here is that we're not invincible, and we're all going to die someday of something. I mean, that's a given. But the road there is different for everybody. And I don't want people to think that I'm just like I am just being real. I do have a positive attitude and I do maintain that, but I have my moments of utter frustration and just not anger, but just surprise. Just surprise. Because again, you don't know what's going to hit you when. And I have to reiterate again, for those who don't have a serious illness, you are still important and your struggles are real, and anything can hit you at any time, whether you have an accident or something happens to one of your children or you name it. Those are all valid things that are part of life and they are not insignificant. So I'm just going to reiterate that for everyone. Do not feel like you can't talk about things. Do not feel like you cannot share your woes, your sadness, your anger, your frustration, because that is being human. And I'm just trying to be human with y'all right now. I have had a rough couple days in my view. Like, I was not hanging over the porcelain throne, hurling my guts out. Like, I wanted to, but I didn't. It's just that. And that, again, is the relation to, I believe, just the chemo, just all the chemicals, the stuff that's killing all those cells in the body. And you just can't get rid of it. I'm flushing, I'm hydrating, I'm doing all of those things. And I really don't want to be having to use mints and stuff all the time, because that then irritates the esophagus and gives me the heartburn and the acid reflux. And so you just have to balance everything. You just got to tolerate it. You just got to deal. I don't know if this is going to be one of the harder battles in my life. I've had so many, as we all have, but I just wanted to be real with you guys and give you a little update. We've had some good news. Like we said in the last video, this has not made it to the brain housing group here. Thank God for that right now, because I have run into 2 people who their relatives are going through round 2, as in they already beat it once, but now it has spread. And in 2 of those individuals, it has gone to their brain. Works in mysterious ways. I am finding that this is really not uncommon. I went out yesterday and just did a couple things and ran into another 2 people doing their jobs, and cancer has touched somebody close to them in their lives. And they're going through it right now, or they're going through their second battle, their second fight. And this is a very common thing I'm finding, and you wouldn't even know it looking at the folks that you run into. So I would say be very cognizant of how you treat somebody that comes into your path, because you don't know. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know anything about them unless they tell you. And so it's our job to love each other and not make that instant sort of judgment. We're not, we shouldn't judge a book by its cover, ever, because you don't know what's inside. And I'm not saying that anybody here does that, but we do have our own proclivities. Sometimes we just do that. That thought goes through your head and you're like, you didn't say anything, but it does happen. But to see how many people this actually touches, this disease touches so many people. And maybe people have just gotten desensitized and turned off by it because there's always commercials and there's always stuff and there's always this, that, or the other going on in the world. And you don't really pay attention until it does affect you. And I'm guilty of that. Like, I paid attention. I'm like, oh yeah, I understand that cancer is bad. We've had it in our family. But never did I think that I would have it. And never did I think that I would be here right now doing this. Never in a million years did I ever see this in my life. Ever. And this is why I just try to love people and just really try to understand where they're at in their lives. If I don't know them, I always try to say hi, try to put a smile on somebody's face, because in this rat race on this planet right now, the best thing you can do is maybe give somebody a smile, do something, compliment them, make their day. You have no idea how far of a reach you do have, even though you don't think it. Just that good morning and hope you have a great day and mean it could change somebody's day, could change their life. Perhaps. But as far as like the cancer warriors go, man, it's amazing. It's amazing to see how people battle this and go through it and really, you try to stay strong. And there are some people that don't handle it very well. And that's okay, because I understand. There are moments when I'm like, is this really happening? Because I feel like I'm in a dream world. I feel like I am caught in the Matrix and Mr. Smith is, just trying to come get me. I don't know. He's trying to track me down. Agent Smith, I guess that's his name. And that like one morning I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be in a whole different place, because the reality is still setting in. And I don't think it's ever really going to set in for me. And I wonder if that is something for everyone else going through this. And I don't know the answer to that. So I'll have to have some conversations with people and ask them, like, is this something that you go through? Is it something you think about? Is it something that you wonder, like, why me? Because I think we all wonder, why me at some point in our lives? Like, why is this happening to me? Well, guess what? It's happening to you for a reason, for maybe a couple reasons that you don't know. And usually it'll turn out to be a good thing after the fact. Hindsight, if it were only 2020. Or it is usually 2020, right? And you don't see what's waiting for you at the end of the challenge. It's not like running a race and boom, here you go, here's your medal. It's running a race, you finish the race, and then you're like, hello? What do I get? What's my prize? And yet you don't know that your prize was probably those 15 other people that you encountered during that time, and you actually made them smile, or you had a conversation and you made them feel important and worthy. And you don't know that until you look back. So this is probably just a rambling video, but I don't really care. I just need to be real with folks, because I think that's important. Everybody puts on their game face, or they put on this fake facade, and more power to you. Sometimes you got to fake it to make it in this world, but I think genuineness needs to make a comeback. And I think we need to embrace those people that are genuine around us, because that's few and far between, and that's how we were made. We were made to be unique in our own skin and not competing with the dude next door or the gal next door or whatever. Like, you're here to be you, to have your own impact somehow, some way on this earth, even though you don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I can't tell you. But we are also in massive pollen season, so a season of change. It's happening right now, especially in our environment down here where it is pollen central. I mean, it rains and the rivers flow yellow. That's pretty, it's just, you can't even, it's like in your mouth too, because you go outside and it's in the air. And so we're going through that down here in the South. And let me tell you, it's exciting. I've wanted to wash my truck for like 5 days and I can't do it, because the minute I do it, it's just going to be covered in pollen again. That's a magnitude of pollen down here. It's kind of crazy, but you know what? Everything's blooming and it'll be beautiful when it's done. So sometimes we have to go through ugliness, challenge it, like go through that ugliness time, break through it to sprout and be beautiful. Get that ugliness out of you to become the beautiful being that you are, that you've always been, but you just didn't let it happen. Finding that a lot of times we are in our own way. We are in our own way, and we need to get out of our way, get out of his way, and let the work happen. Because 9 times out of 10, the reason we don't succeed is because of our own doing. And who knows? I think if I would have known some of these things and really paid attention to that earlier in my life, it might be different, but this is the path that I'm on. And I don't spend a lot of time back there going, oh, if I did this, if I did that. No. Because you will get stuck there, and you do not want to be stuck there. And so it's a matter of living for the now, right now. This moment is all that matters. Tomorrow doesn't, neither does yesterday. They say yesterday is history and tomorrow is a mystery. And that's the excitement of life, right? Usually. But we'll see how it goes. So I apologize. I probably would have filmed my ickiness, but I didn't even have the energy to do that. Like, I'm just like, because I'm trying to be real. And I mean, even right now, I'm a little down. I'm a little bit down, and I'm worn down. And when I want to try and take care of my partner, you know, when he's at work, and I'm used to trying to be able to do that, and I can't necessarily do it, I feel like a failure. And that's a hard thing for anybody to process when you fail. But you know what? It takes a lot of failures to succeed. And you should keep failing, but failing in love, you know, fail and know that at least you were trying. Like, your thought is there, the caring is there. And in my eyes, that'll never be viewed as a bad thing if you couldn't quite do it that day. And you had to wait. You had to wait to maybe do it the next day. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes things have to happen in God's timing and not your own. Everything should be his timing, but we're humans and we're fallible. And like I said, like this was not my plan for 2024 at all. I was looking at doing a different type of career and getting my butt back in the gym and getting back into my shape that I usually am in, which is, you know, just healthy shape, and being toned and fit and mentally strong. And I'm so weak right now. I'm like weak suck right now. And I'm dealing with it the best way I can, which is just to keep moving forward slowly. I'm slowing down and really just trying to pay attention to this whole process. I'm still bald, but hairs are coming back, which I thought was kind of wild. I mean, the little hairs kind of grow in, but it's okay. And the good news is we also had the good news of, so a CA2729 is a test in your blood for the MUC1 gene, and 2 tissue. Anyway, if I get that wrong, just Google it, please. And they do that test with people who have the metastatic breast cancer. It's a tumor finder, basically. It tells you how much of the disease is there, and then like how much is actually being a success as far as getting killed off through the treatment. And so when I started out, it was a 104.9 FM. And now on this last blood draw, it was 94. So it's down about 10 points, which means that the treatment is effective. It's having an effect. So that is another blessing, and it's really good news. And we'll see in the next round 4 how much more maybe that'll go down, or has gone down by the time I go to round 4. So at least we know that the chemo is working. Like I said, that is a test that they do for, it's not something for like early like detection or anything like that. That is something for, as I read, it's something for people that have metastasized breast cancer, meaning it has moved to other areas of the body. And that is moi, because I'm just full of it. So I just like seeing those numbers go down and then seeing like, hey, your blood work looks really good. And we'll just see how it goes from there. But I appreciate you all. My projects are in motion. I've been told to slow down. And once this pollen passes and I can get my truck washed and get the rest of the prep items done for it that I need to do for that project. And then I'm going to be ordering the stuff to make bags for people. I ordered the bags, but and anybody that wants to make some kind of contribution to that, I'm not sure how to go about that yet. We'll see how it goes. I don't want any money. I don't want money at all. I don't need that. But I figure if people want to participate and contribute, like bracelets or stuff like that, beanies, I feel that maybe that would be a good thing to open up for people to contribute to. Again, that is something I'm praying on, and I'm going to write out a plan on how to actually do that. In the meanwhile, keep loving each other. Thank you for the support. Thank you for watching these videos. If they mean something or not, doesn't. I mean, maybe they do. And I'm excited to get to the next projects, and hopefully that's going to go a long ways. It's going to be a surprise. It's going to be a good surprise. And I can't wait to do it, but I have to slow down, and I have to be patient. And that's frustrating. It's frustrating for me, as it's probably frustrating for everybody else, me and my mantras. So with that, you all have a good weekend. I got to make sure that I have a voice tomorrow to be able to sing in church. I don't know. It's probably going to fade in or fade out again. We'll see. But a lot of that has to do with the pollen, the chemo, and all that stuff. But so far, it's holding fairly steady. So wish us luck on that. Pray for us on that one. And please continue to show your support, wave those ribbons, and take care of each other. Love each other. Red Panda.